is Ree here. Om Adyaye Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you'd like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, just a very quick video because today Mars retrogrades back into Gemini, and it will be there until April 2nd, and it will station on February 23rd, station direct at 22 degrees. Now, the last full moon was in Gemini in Purnarvasu, which is technically Pada 3, but it was close to Pada 4, but Mars was in Pada 4. Now, this is what I said would happen. This Pada involves a story about a barber who only cares for personal gain and kills a rich trader to steal his $10 million coins and spent it all in one night. The story also speaks of his wife, who is of loose moral character and harsh words. It's about people who only make friends with others in order to steal their money. And if you do this, one of the karmic consequences in the next lifetime is that you will not have children and you will suffer from diseases that have to do with coughing. Now, this also has to do with those who have Ponzi schemes, who scam others and make money from others and then move on to the next. Now, can you see why I wanted to make this video very quickly? This is why I'm not in it, because I feel like this is very time sensitive. Now, you can see this is exactly what happened with Trump's coin. This is why people need to be very cautious with this retrograde. On January 18th, Trump launched a digital coin when Mars was in Pada 4. I wrote this video over a week ago and posted it 6 days ago. Another thing was the barber in the story wasn't actually working as a barber. He was doing something different. And Lord Krishna says that if we do something that isn't our dharma, that it is equal to stealing from others. This is what Trump is doing something that he shouldn't be doing as a president. And now I don't have any political ties at all. I believe that all of them are controlled by the same entity. This is just pure astrology. And if you listen to what they said about the wife as well, so there's a man and a wife included in the story, and his wife just launched a meme coin today, I believe, or yesterday, while Mars is in Pada 4. So notice what they said about the wife. So later tonight, Mars will go into Pada 3, which brings more themes of this, of being scammed for money. It is about someone who travels for work and meets a lot of people and has a lot of emotional control over the masses, but can use the emotions of others in order to harm society. The moon is emotions, but is also a symbol for crypto. It's about a man who is rich but never donates to society, but rather takes advantage of it. So be very cautious. And this cannot just relate to the Trump or the meme coins. This is other things in your life, so you have to be cautious of that. Now, what this whole transit is good for, it's good for spiritual practices, helping and understanding others and shedding light. This is the first light after the storm. It's good for nurturing and harmony for others, but this Mars may hinder that harmony. It depends on your chart. You can always work through this, but it's also good for rehabilitation after chaos and bringing back what was lost and making us good again or wealthy again. These stars are regarded as twin brothers, one of whom is Castor, which is naughty and cruel, and the other one, Pollux, which is generous and wise. Purnarvasu tends to encounter the first one on the first try and the latter in the second try. So if you already encountered the naughty one or you felt like you were scammed, now this is the second try. Or this could be the first try and then the second try will happen when Mars goes back over this degree again. So what we must be careful of is with Mars here, there can be something lost due to theft and crime. When it stations, it will aspect on February 23rd, aspect Virgo and Sagittarius and Capricorn. And so it's at 22 degrees. So if you have any planets there, within that 3-degree orb of that 22 degrees, you have to be cautious because a fast and quick event that can end quickly can happen. And this is also trined by Saturn and conjunct Mercury and the Sun by sign. Mars will also be aspecting the moon, so anger issues, problems and losses can occur or a challenge that requires logic, technical analysis, using the hands. This can involve trains, airplanes, like an accident, for example, while traveling. Anger towards leaders in regards to sinister practices which can involve money and crypto. People being sympathetic to those impacted by fires. or the firefighters, for example, the military, police, those in action-oriented professions, helping those who are vulnerable in society by action or listening. The highest level of this is taking action on forgiveness, very important. But this can have angry words from those who cannot forgive. People can be very angry at this time. We have to be careful of trusting others with our money at this time. Scams are very likely. Those who have a good heart can easily get conned. When Mars stations in this pada at the 22 degrees, it is very important not to do anything out of anger or you will pay heavily for it, as an explosion of rage is very possible and hard to control. So there's probably going to be some police type events. This is also aspecting K2 in Virgo, not directly, but through the sign. So there can be some very explosive events that happen with travel or just explosive events that are very diabolical. Now, the Shastras say that when it comes to wealth, there's 3 results. You can consume it, you can donate it, or it will be taken and destroyed. So if you save money and never spend it on yourself, you can lose it all. So to avoid this, you must spend it wisely. And spending it wisely is important during this time so you do not get scammed. Around January 29th to around February 18th, this is very roughly, it's hard to say the exact date, but there will be themes around the use of someone else's resources without paying someone properly. This can revolve around property, people thinking they deserve something for free, using others yet justifying it, forging paperwork or scams revolving around crypto exchange. There's still an element as well of fires or arsons. Dealing with themes from the past that may have to do with money and resources that you're able to retrieve means wealthy again. So Mars here is in retrograde. So there's maybe you're revising the themes to understand how you can take action on it once it moves forward again, or you can finally take swift action in hitting the target. Some people will gain wealth, which will be coming from others. Physical fights and striking objects can occur. The use of weapons, coming home safely after a mission, themes to do with homes, coming back or leaving homes due to fire or heat wave, safety being compromised. A triumph and a renewal can happen due to your own courage and strength. Now, there's major transformations in the US with this Mars retrograde because it will be conjunct its natal Mercury in the 8th house, and these transformations will occur in the matters of war, its reputation. It may be seen as very aggressive and swift by the way it communicates in the matters of trade, its matters of foreign affairs, relations in other countries, and the opposing party. Now, on January 30th, Mars and Saturn will be making a closer trine in the beginning of the month, like I mentioned before, which can also result in feuds with workers and authority figures, creates anger and violence over resources and money involving dark practices, people hiding their true identity and being two-faced, and themes of dark sexual activity or trauma can also occur, or people getting arrested for these things. Now, this is good for starting over again. It's good for buying homes and cars, starting or building something, good for spiritual practices, meditation, reflecting, and good for worship of the divine goddesses. So that's just a little bit about that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.